Hello and welcome to Singular Stars. In today's video I'm going to be playing against David Digby's Concordia Solo Automus, which is a fan-made Automa that can be found on Board Game Geek that you can use to play Concordia, which normally does not have a solo mode included in it. I will play through a number of rounds, probably until we get to the first Tribune, and as I'm going along I'll explain how the Automus works. I won't explain how Concordia plays. There are a number of other videos that can explain how that works. I'll just talk through how the Automus changes the kind of way you play, and hopefully then after seeing it play through I'll do a second video that finishes off the game, and then a third one that will talk through my final thoughts and feelings around how the game went and how the Automus plays. So the board is set up for the two-player game. There's no changes you need to make to the setup for the Automa. So you have to play with the Italia side of the map. I've set up all the city tokens. I've set up the region tokens. I've set up the Concordia deck to use only the 1 and 2 level tiles, and then dealt out the top 7 across there. Over here we have the black player and the red player's storehouses, including their coins. I'll be playing as black and the Automus will be playing as red, so we also have the Automus' deck here, and this is each round we're going to be drawing from that deck and using that to decide what action the Automus is going to be taking. The deck is just the standard 7 player cards that would be given to the red player. Through the course of the game we'll be adding to it through the Concordia, using the Concordia cards, but we'll be deciding what action we're going to take based off the value that we draw each time when we draw it. It is recommended that you sleeve the cards using some opaque sleeves so you can't see the back. I don't have any to hand, so we're going to press on regardless. It will give me a slight advantage because I will have an indication if a standard starter card is coming through or if a Concordia card is coming through, but I'll have to just ignore that knowledge. I've also set up the player houses here, just that way it's visible to see how many of them have been distributed. I figure that might be something useful to see. Obviously I've stuck the Concordia deck here, which isn't really where it's supposed to be, but again it's just useful then so people can see when we're moving to the second stage cards or when the deck is empty. Cool, okay, so let's crack on. Like I say, I'm going to be the black player and I'm going to go first. So let's have a look at the board a little bit first. So we've obviously got a cloth right by here, which I would very much like to build on. Okay, so for my first action I'm going to play my architect. I'm going to move 1, 2, and then I am going to build in Florence. In fact, let's put that like that. So that is going to cost me a cloth, and it's going to cost me a brick, and it's going to cost me all my sesterce. Oh, that's not a good start, is it? You lay it out nicely, and lo and behold, someone comes along. The Automus has drawn a Tribune card. So the Automus gains sesterce equal to his total number of cards, either in draw deck or discard pile, minus 3. So he has 7 at the moment. That is 4 sesterce. So let's give him his 4 sesterce first. Right, that, and then he shuffles all discarded cards and the draw card together. And if he can afford to, he has a colonist in Roma, starting with land and alternating with sea. So he can afford to, because the cost of the... back there so you can see it. The cost of the colonist is a food and a tool. Take those off, and we will pay for the additional colonist. And I will shuffle that to his deck. So, obviously I'm a little bit poor now, having got that city, so I am going to do a prefect. So, let's turn over Etruvia? Etruvia? No? No, we've got no idea how to pronounce that. Blue. Let's turn over the blue region. Region 5. There we go. And that was a cloth, so I'm going to produce a cloth, and then I'm going to produce another cloth, so that's 2 cloths. Okay, so the AI, a prefect. So the Automus will produce goods as normal in a province based on the value of its bonus marker in the following priority. So the cloth region where the Automus has houses, wine region, tools region, food region, brick region. Flip all tokens against Sesterce, and then cloth region where Automus has no houses, wine region where Automus has no houses, tools, food and brick. If there is ever a tie, produce in the region where Automus gets the most valuable total of goods. If there is still a tie, produce in the region near Roma. So, obviously he hasn't got any houses down yet, so actually he is going to flip this and get the Sesterce, which is a bit of an odd start. I feel that the Automus maybe isn't having the best game so far. Oh no, that's incorrect. Sorry, put that back. Right, here we go. First mistake, at least I caught it. So the value of that action would be 1 Sesterce, because there's only 1 token turned. However, the priority is based on the value of its bonus marker. So, it will actually produce it if the Sesterce value is less than the value of the good, then it'll take the value of the good. So it's not going to flip for 1 Sesterce when it could flip for a cloth. So in fact, it's going to flip a cloth, and then based on the tie, it's going to do it on which one's closest to Rome. Well, we've got a cloth here and a cloth up there. That's 2 regions away. That's 3. So actually, it's going to flip region 9 and take a cloth. There we go. Okay, so next I'm going to do a Mercator, take 3 Sesterce, and then trade up to 2 types of goods. I am going to trade a cloth for 7. And I think we'll leave it at that. Okay. The next Architect. So we need to identify what houses Automus can afford to build, ignoring brick and money costs. If you ignore the bricks, it can build a brick, it can build a cloth, it can build a wine. Working from most valuable to least valuable, i.e. cloth down to brick, move a colonist towards the nearest unoccupied city that can be built on and constructed a house paying only the goods. Automus has no brick. He instead pays 3 sesterces. If they cannot afford to do, they do not build. If there are no unoccupied cities of the matching type, Automus will move to a city you have built on and pay the normal money cost, e.g. 5 sesterces for a cloth city, as well as goods as above. Automus has built on all cities of that type, or does not have enough movement to reach, move to the next house type of lower value. If there is ever a choice, Automus will move further away from Rome. After building a settlement, if Automus has remaining goods, continue to repeat this until both all possible goods and movement have been used up. So obviously Automus can move 3 distance at the moment. It's going to prefer to do cloth, then wine, then food in terms of building a house. So if it can move 3, it can move 1, 2 to build the cloth. So 1, 2. It pays the cloth price. Also pays the brick. Then he's got 1 movement left. You could still do a cloth, but he's not got a cloth location within 1 movement. You can also build a wine. And he does have a wine location within 1 movement, because if he moves here, he may now build a wine. However, he doesn't have the brick to pay, so he has to pay 3 sesterces instead. And that gets him building on wine. So now he has no movement left, and there are no goods locations next to him that he can build on. Okay, I'm going to play the diplomat. I'm going to use his architect ability. Got 2 movement. Shall move my ship out here, and I shall move out here. I'm then going to build a brick building here. And then that will do. The Senator. Buy 2 cards from the display if possible, paying only the card cost, choosing from left to right. Only 1 card can be bought, buy that. If no cards can be bought, gain the goods shown on the leftmost card of the display. New cards bought are shuffled into the draw deck. So, do we have any wine? We do not, so you can't afford that one. We don't have any tools. We don't have any tools. We do have a food. We can buy that one. And that's it. So you can only buy the one. You've only got 1 food. And so we're going to shuffle that card into here. Let's put that back there for a minute. So I'm not looking at it. Shuffling when not looking is very tricky. There we go. Okay. Very good. Right. Let's move things around a little bit. Okay. I think I might do a prefect again. And on region 11, Sicily. And that's a wine. And I get a brick. Okay, very good. So next is Diplomat card. Repeat the action of a card in his discard pile in order of priority. So instead of looking at mine, he's going to go through his discard pile. So the order of priority is Architect, Mercator, Senator, Specialist, Tribune. So we have Architect, we have Senator, and then we have Prefect, which isn't in his list. So as we have Architect, we are going to take the Architect action. And so the Architect action, as a reminder, so based on what we can build, which is basically just cloth, we need to be able to move 3 spaces, which we can't. So I don't think it can build. Oh, well, maybe it moves to brick. Doesn't have food. I guess it just moves towards the cloth area. So 1, 2, 3. That must be the only play. Okay, fine. Right, I think I will play. Let me just grab my. I just want to remind myself of what the end game scoring is. Let's just put this by here. So I'm going to play the Senator. And I'm going to purchase. I think I am actually. I'm not going to purchase that. I could. It's just the Prefect. Those 2. And then the Smith with those 3. And I think I will. Quite expensive. But them's the breaks. Right. Okay. Nice turn. And Colonist. So for the Colonist, so as per the multiplayer game, but Colonist will always be placed in Rome. So obviously it doesn't have the ability to pay for the Colonist, so instead it's going to take 5 sesterces. Oh, no, wait, hang on, that's not right. He's going to take 15 sesterces. So it was 5 per colonist. So he's got 3 colonists out. 15 sesterces. Okay. My turn. I'm low on goods. Probably. Oh, when I did my Mercator before, I should have bought a couple, shouldn't I? That's a silly mistake. Okay. I'm going to pay the prefect. And I am going to... I want to flip this. Just gets me... Boss. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should actually have just reset my deck. Oh well, I didn't. Let's play on. So prefect. So now then, he's going to produce in the red region because he's got cloth there and he's got a house. So the red region, no, not red, orange, which has already been produced in. So then the wine region, over here, region 10. So that gets him 2 wine. Okay, and then I'll do what I did in the last turn, which is Tribune. So take back on personality cards, gain 1 story for each card taken in excess of 3. Count the Tribune in this count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as you'd expect. So that's 5 Sisteri. Then I can build an extra colonist, but I don't have the goods. That's my turn done. Okay, so why don't we do an intermediary scoring? Just because I've played the first Tribune and we can see where we're up to. We won't do any coins for it. We'll just play it out. Let's see. Let me sort my cards out into sets. I have 1 Vesta. I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 21, 28. That's 2 VP. That. Then Jupiter. I have 2 of. I have 1 non-brick city. So that is 2 VP for that. Saturn. Got 3 of them. I have 2 provinces. So that's 6 VP. Mercurius. I have 1. For each type of goods the player produces with their houses receive 2 VP. I produce 2. The Minerva. I don't produce any of those yet. So I'm on 14 VP as of now. Okay, let me sort out the AI's deck. Now AI still has 2 cards left in it. But actually we know what's in the AI's deck because the only card that it's bought is that one, which is the current card. No, not that one. That's the red one. The other one is that one. So actually, I can put his deck back without looking at what's coming up next. And I can use my deck, less the cards I've bought, 2 cards I bought, and then we can set them up like that. So let me just quickly stack these up. Okay, so this is what his deck looks like. So Vesta, he has 15, 16, 20, 22, 29, 31, 41. So he has 4 VPs in terms of Vesta and money. Jupiter, he has 2 properties down in non-bricklaying houses, and he has 2 of those. So that is 4. Saturn, 2 provinces, and he's got 2 Saturn cards, so that's 4. Mercurius, he produces 2 types of good. He's only got 1 of those cards, so it's 2 VP for each type of good, so that's 4 VP. And then Mars, each colonist on the game board, player receives 2 VP. I think I forgot to do that. I did. So I've got 2 colonists, which is 4. 4, but he's got 2 of these cards. I only had the 1. So he gets 4 per colonist, and he's got 3 out. So 4 per colonist, he's got 3, that's 12, 18, 28. Yikes. And then he hasn't got any Minerva. Okay. So I'll just reset his deck. So this one was his, so that's going over back into his discard pile. And these come back into my hand, along with my cards that I bought. So the AI is leading 28 to 18. I'm not too surprised because I was probably a bit slack in how I just played that. Let's carry on then. Actually, so I'll stop this video here. Hopefully that's given you an idea of how the AI plays out. I think we've played 1 of each of the cards. The only card we haven't played is one of the Minerva specialists, because they haven't bought one. The AI will produce as normal. If this results in them getting fewer than 2 goods, they gain 2 goods of the shown type. Otherwise, I think we have seen... we've seen all the card types. If we've not seen a consul, it acts as the senator, but only 1 card is bought. Oh yes, the other action that we've not seen is the Mercator action. So in that, you gain Sistery, as shown on the card, and the Automus will take 2 different trade actions in the following priority. 1, sell all cloth, or if none, then all wine. Then 2, buy 2 food if Automus has none. 3, buy 2 tools if Automus has none. 4, buy 2 brick if Automus has none. 5, sell all wine. 6, take no action. Any others? No, that is all of them. Cool, so I hope that's given you an idea of how it plays out. It can be... it can take a turn or 2 just to get your head round how the Automus is making their decisions, but once you actually get it figured out, it's actually fairly straightforward and seems fairly intuitive. Hopefully you've kind of seen that as I've gone through the play. Yeah, I'll continue this in the next video. So yeah, I'll stick a link to that somewhere over here, I guess. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be great. And then you can get notification for when I do playthroughs of other solo games. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a like. Alright, cheers guys, good night.